The human heart does not fall in love, it falls into memory. That intoxicating pull you feel when eyes meet across a crowded room, when a stranger's laugh sends shivers down your spine, when a mere touch feels like coming home. These are not moments of true connection, but of eerie recognition. You are not being seen, not really. You are being remembered. The subconscious mind plays this cruel and beautiful trick. It dresses new lovers in the spectral garments of old wounds and unfinished stories, convincing us we've found something novel when we've merely stumbled upon something ancient. Carl Jung understood this better than anyone. Beneath the surface of every great romance lies what he called the collective unconscious, a hidden reservoir of shared human experience that colors our attractions in ways we scarcely comprehend. When someone claims to love you at first sight, what they're truly loving is the way your gestures mirror their mother's tenderness, or how your stubbornness reignites their father's quiet wars. The lover who swears you're their soulmate isn't lying. They're simply mistaking their own reflection for destiny. This is why passion so often curdles into disappointment. The moment you deviate from their subconscious script, the moment you reveal yourself as a living, breathing human rather than a symbolic stand-in, their devotion wavers. The poet who adored your mystery grows restless when you become predictable. The caretaker who loved your neediness recoils when you grow strong. It was never you they wanted, but the role you were assigned before you even met. Yet within this revelation lies extraordinary power. To understand that love is largely projection is to free yourself from the desperate need to be universally appealing. When someone's gaze lingers on you with unsettling intensity, you'll recognize it for what it is. Not a testament to your worth, but a window into their unmet longings. The question then becomes not why do they love me, but what forgotten part of themselves do I represent? Beneath the chaos of human attraction, beneath the sighs and sonnets and late-night confessions, the subconscious operates with eerie precision. Jung revealed that when someone falls in love with you, it is never an accident. It is the culmination of two invisible forces colliding. The first is the projection of their unlived life. The person they might have been had they not abandoned their dreams to please their parents, their partners, or the world. When they gaze at you with that peculiar intensity, it is because they see in you the artist, the rebel, or the free spirit they buried long ago. Your existence becomes proof that what they killed within themselves might still survive somewhere. This is why the most passionate loves often feel like resurrection. You are not just a lover, but a living testament to their forsaken potential. The second force is far darker, the repetition of their earliest wound. The child who received love only when they were quiet seeks partners who demand their silence. The one who equated pain with devotion finds comfort only in relationships that hurt. These patterns are not choices but compulsions. The subconscious's desperate attempt to return to the scene of the crime and, this time, rewrite the ending. It is why the kindest souls attract emotional vampires, and why those who crave stability find themselves addicted to chaos. The heart does not want what is good for it. It wants what is familiar, even when familiarity tastes like poison. What makes these forces so dangerous is their invisibility. The rational mind spins elaborate stories about compatibility and fate, but the body knows the truth. That inexplicable pull towards someone who is all wrong for you, the way your hands tremble when they enter the room, these are not signs of destiny, but somatic echoes, your nervous system recognizing a pattern it has danced before. The subconscious does not speak in words, but in symptoms. The insomnia before a date with someone emotionally unavailable. The weightless joy when a partner mirrors your hidden strengths back to you. To fall in love is to become fluent in a language you did not know you could speak. Yet here lies the paradox. These forces, though powerful, are not prisons. The moment you recognize them, the moment you trace your attractions back to their origins, you gain the power to intervene. Projection becomes a tool rather than a trap. Repetition becomes data rather than destiny. The question shifts from why do they love me, to what ancient story is being retold here. And in that shift, everything changes. Ancient stories have always understood what modern psychology now confirms, that love is a haunted country. Consider the Greek myth of Narcissus, so enraptured by his reflection that he drowned reaching for it. The tale is often misread as a warning against vanity, but its deeper truth is far more unsettling. What we call love is often just the shock of encountering our own disowned selves in another's eyes. The nymph echo, cursed to repeat only what she heard, becomes the perfect counterpart, a metaphor for how relationships built on projection reduce both parties to hollow vessels. Neither saw the other. Each was trapped in a private hallucination, mistaking absence for intimacy. Eastern traditions offer another lens through the Hindu concept of darshan, the sacred gaze exchanged between devotee and deity. In temples, worshippers do not merely look at the statue. They await the moment when the statue appears to look back, when the divine and human consciousness briefly merge. This mirrors love's most dangerous illusion, the belief that the beloved truly sees you, when in fact they are seeing through you, projecting divinity where there is only humanity. The lover becomes the idol, the relationship, a temple built to house unmet needs. Even nature whispers this truth. Certain species of birds imprint on the first moving creature they see after hatching, following it devotedly whether it's their mother or a human scientist. Human hearts perform a similar imprinting, not in infancy, but in those early moments of love or loss that define our emotional vocabulary. The partner who triggers inexplicable devotion may simply be the one who accidentally stepped into the silhouette left by your first heartbreak. Like rain filling footprints in sand, new love often flows into the shapes carved by old pain. These patterns are not flaws, but features of consciousness itself. The Sufi poet Rumi wrote, "Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They're in each other all along." At its highest level, this speaks to the divine union of souls. At its most human, it reveals the uncomfortable mechanics of attraction. We are drawn not to strangers, but to living mirrors showing us what we've lost, what we lack, or what we've yet to forgive in ourselves. The beloved is merely the canvas. The portrait painted upon it is always a self-portrait. The moment you grasp that love is less about discovery than recognition, the entire game changes. This awareness becomes a kind of X-ray vision, allowing you to see through the surface-level chemistry to the subconscious blueprints driving it. When someone looks at you with that particular intensity, you'll learn to ask not "do they love me?" but "which ghost of theirs am I wearing?" The coworker who idealizes your creativity is likely mourning their own abandoned artistry. The partner who resents your independence may be confronting their own stifled longing for freedom. These realizations don't cheapen connection. They purify it, creating space for relationships built on truth rather than transference. Practical transformation begins with the body's wisdom. That knot in your stomach when someone perfect on paper leaves you cold? The inexplicable calm you feel around the partner who doesn't tick your usual boxes? These sensations are the subconscious whispering its truth beneath the noise of rational checklists. Start keeping a shadow journal, noting the physical reactions that precede emotional decisions. The racing heart when someone plays hard to get, a childhood pattern of pursuit masquerading as passion. The drowsy contentment with a partner who feels like home, possibly the first authentic connection in years. The body never lies about what the mind hasn't yet processed. For those trapped in cycles of painful attraction, the way out isn't through analysis alone, but through deliberate repatterning. If you typically fall for emotionally unavailable partners, try this experiment. Spend a month being emotionally unavailable yourself. Not as manipulation, but as research. Observe how pursuers react when you stop playing your assigned role. The chaos that arises reveals everything. Their love wasn't for you, but for the dependable audience you provided to their drama. Similarly, if you're drawn to rescuing damaged partners, volunteer at an animal shelter instead. Redirect the caretaking impulse where it can't be confused with romance. These aren't solutions, but diagnostic tools, ways to expose the hidden machinery of your attractions. The most radical application? Reverse engineering your own projections. When you find yourself irrationally drawn to someone, ask, what buried part of myself might they represent? That magnetic artist isn't just a potential partner. They're a mirror showing the creative life you've postponed. The stable, boring suitor doesn't just lack spark. They highlight your terror of predictability. Love becomes the ultimate spiritual practice when you stop seeking completion and start confronting what you've disowned. The great liberation comes when you realize, no one has ever fallen in love with you. Not really. And you've never fallen in love with anyone else. What we call love is the collision of projections, the clashing of unmet needs, the bargaining of wounded hearts. This isn't cynicism, it's the foundation for something real. Because when projections dissolve, what remains is infinitely more interesting. Two flawed humans choosing each other not from compulsion, but clarity. The relationship that forms won't feel like magic. It will feel like coming up for air after a lifetime of breathing underwater. Less like destiny, more like a conversation that never tires. Less like finding your other half, more like meeting a whole person who inspires you to become more whole yourself. The invitation is simple. Stop looking for love. Start recognizing it, in the connections that challenge rather than comfort, in the partners who reflect your present rather than your past, in the quiet moments where nothing is projected and everything is seen.